Welcome to Nitty Gritty Talks, and today we talk about nitty gritties of binary translation. This is the start of a series where I try to walk through the viewers through my experience. I worked 4 years in binary translation, and last year and a half I've been doing cloud development. These videos will be targeted at software engineers or system software engineers, as well as computer science students. So certain level of understanding of technical field will be required, although I'll be open to any requests. So if you are interested in going deeper into compiler engineering in general, or hardware engineering, or how computers work, or operating systems, whatever neighboring topic would be for the things I cover, I would be happy to consider it for future videos. The title of the series is Dynamic, Binary, Optimizing Translation, and more. In the first part, we'll be covering the terms involved into this title and trying to decompose it to be easily digestible for our future deeper sessions. First, we have compiler, or we can call it code translator, which effectively does just transforming the code, like in high-level language, for example, to executable file. And then we have binary translator, which does transform executable into another executable. And then we have dynamic translator, which is exploiting dynamic behavior in some way, like doing profiling and optimizing for it. There are options for this in GCC, I believe. So what is going on is that you're building your executable and you're running for some like test or benchmark. And then you are trying to assess what's going on, like profile. What's done in profiling is just assesses which paths we go like more often, and trying to optimize for faster execution along those paths, maybe sacrificing some cold paths along the way. So cold are used less often. Yeah, and another way to think for dynamic translation is that it is happening during the execution. So this kind of two different flavors, and we may think about the same term like having two different meanings. And don't quote me on that. That's just my interpretation of the terms. So that might maybe not like book level accurate, but I think it makes sense. So examples of those can be interpreter, like Python interpreter, or JIT translation like JVM, Java Virtual Machine. And also there is optimizing translator, which kind of speaks for itself. It tries to do something with the code in order for it to execute faster. So there is like dynamic optimizer if we like combine these last two options, which is also Java Virtual Machine. It's doing a bunch of optimizations, and in a way is quite similar to binary translation system. And also we have dynamic profiling tools, and you would probably ask, hey, that looks to be a little bit different, but maybe somebody could tell in this terminology what is the profiling tool like Valgrind is. Is it dynamic? Is it binary? Is it code translator? But maybe I first can explain what Valgrind does. It's just you build your executable with like a common compiler, maybe adding some option, I don't remember. And then Valgrind is like a sandbox for your application, and it's tracking how much memory it consumes. Did it free all the memory which was allocated, trying to like help you to find different mistakes that you could make with the memory.
And working on uninitialized data, for example, it can detect that. But it, of course, slows down things, like depending on the level of accuracy you want, it may be 10x, 100x, but that's not for production, it's just for debugging purposes. So maybe it's now more clear what Flavor is this tool about. Yeah, so in this terminology, I would call it dynamic, because it's not doing like compiling and then forgetting about the thing. So it is doing like tracking live, I would say, and it is adding some additional specific code, which is called like instrumenting the code. So for example, you want you may use something like this for concurrency scenarios when you instrument the code and see which thread was how often executing each line of code, something like that. And it is code, or it is a binary translator, not code translator, because it takes the executable which was already compiled by some like GC or Clang. Yeah, and it does not optimize things. It's just like allowing for additional analysis.
And that will be it for today. Thank you for listening. I hope that was useful to understand, to know more about binary translation and also some relevant topics surrounding it, some other things that exist in the world. I was using some pre-recorded material. I would encourage everybody to leave a like and comment, because this is the first real video on the channel, and I would imagine there would be like very few people in the beginning who will see this actually, and that would give this channel actual impulse to attract anybody. So thank you once again, and see you next time.